Did you like it? Thanks. Well, that was a good roar there, was it? Well, it was really good, wasn't it? I'm going to be rubbish in comparison, so you're going to have to bear in mind. There'll be no magic tricks, unfortunately. Nothing we do is magic, but it is real. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to do a chip pan demonstration here. And the importance of this is to show you, A, how dangerous fire can be, and B, what not to do if you get a chip pan fire. It is a bit dangerous. It won't be 5 minutes or so. When it is, we might ask you somebody to move back a bit, because if anything goes wrong, I'll be doing paperwork for the rest of my life. So I don't want that. So what we're going to do is we've got a normal chip pan there. Now, hands up, anyone still cooks with chip pans? Anyone do that? Oh, come on, you don't. Really? You really? That's good. Yeah, when I was young, everyone used to do it, and there were a lot of fires. Now, these days, you can get your oven chips, you've got kebab shops, this sort of stuff. Not so many people do it. But now, this will work with a wok as well. I say work, that sounds like a good thing. It's a bad thing. If you get a wok fire or a chip pan fire, it's the same sort of end result. The last thing you'll do is pour water at it. I could bore you with the chemicals, the physics for a second. It gets really, really hot. You pour water on it, the water expands 1,800 times. A big fireball, really, really bad. You're going to feel the heat right back here in the safe zone. That's the iffy zone right around there. We're going to ask you to move back a bit later. You'll feel the heat right back there. Now, there's nothing above you here, but if you can imagine if this is your kitchen at home and you did it, that's about 1,000 degrees in half a second right in front of your face. It's got nowhere to go except in your face. It's going to give you a really, really bad hair day. Really, really bad. Now, what we used to do in the good old days when we could trust people was we used to teach people to put it out with a damp tea towel. Hands up if you were taught to do it with a damp tea towel. Maybe in the clubs and the shops. That's it. A lot of you were. We don't really teach that anymore. It's too dangerous. People weren't wringing it out enough. They were putting a wet tea towel on there, not a damp tea towel. And that's really, really bad. You'll end up with the same end result you'll see at the end here. So unless you're really, really confident, I just wouldn't do it. Same with, what do they call them? Fire blankets. If you've been properly trained, if you've been in the catering trade, something like that, then okay. But if not, you're not trained to do it, just turn the heat off if you can, to put a lid on if you can, walk away, shut the door, phone us on 999 on your way out and stay out of the building and we'll come and do it for you. That's what we do and we're free. So how about that? It's not bad. And we'll even give you decoration advice when you turn up because you'll have messed the kitchen up. So, right, it's going to take a little while, so I'll fill slightly. Sorry we're running a little bit late, but in a minute we'll do a bit of panto stuff. If you see it burst into flames, it'll start to smoke first. You can shout, there's a fire, or it's behind you, or whatever you shout. Otherwise I'll keep waffling, it'll be 5 o'clock and I'll still be talking to you. Right, and what we're going to do then is you can tell the guy who's in a dangerous position because he's dressed up like a firefighter, basically, funny enough. And when he's got his visor down, you won't be able to see any of his skin because it is going to explode. I don't know if you've seen it before, but it will explode. We're pouring the water on, big fireball, really, really nasty. He's got a very long spoon there, in effect, that he's going to pour the water on. It's going to be a little bit dangerous. I wouldn't do it without full fire kit. So that's what we're going to do. Right, has everyone here got a smoke detector? Brilliant, okay, name and shame now. Who hasn't got a smoke detector? Hands up who hasn't got a smoke detector. Yeah, except kids. There we go. Wendy houses don't count. Okay. Smoke detectors, I won't come around and bully you. Smoke detectors are really, really important. You are 9 times more likely to survive a house fire with a smoke detector than without them. They cost about £5. You should have one on every floor, one on the ground floor, one on the first floor, next floor if you've got them, that sort of stuff. They cost about £5, they're nothing. You can't afford £9. £5 I said, sorry. You go and have a look at these people there, they'll take your name and address and we'll come around and give you a free home fire safety check and we will give you a free smoke detector. How about that? It's not bad, is it? That's not bad. They're really, really good. These ones last about 10 years and they don't go off when you burn the toast, so they say. So they say. Believe it when you see it. Right, okay, it's getting a bit warmer now. There's a little bit of heat coming on there. The normal scenario is this, is for people to forget it. The most amount of fires we get in Dorset is unattended cooking. You put something on, you put something in the oven, you put something on the grill, something like that. You go away, you forget about it. You might have been down the pub, there might be something good on the telly, your Aunt Mabel might phone, something like that, and you go away and forget about it. That's the most amount of fires we have in Dorset. Now, it doesn't sound much, does it? Everyone's burnt the toast, it's no big deal, is it? But they do escalate really quite quickly. A fire like this, unattended, could burn your house down in about 10 minutes. Really, really bad. Obviously toast not quite so bad, but it is still a great danger. Also with fires, it's the fumes that get you, it's the smoke that gets you before the fire. So that's why smoke detectors are so good. You might think they're a pain because they're always going off with a tiny bit of toast smoke, but that's what they do. They're designed to wake you up and get you out of the house before you're in danger. And then once you're out, never go back, call us up on your mobile phone. 999 is still the best number. You can do one of those European numbers. You can do, what's the American one? I can't know what it is now. Don't do that. There's a European number. Still go for the 999. It's a lot easier. You go straight through. They'll ask you which service you require. I could ask the children this. Who's clever? You in the yellow hat. You're very clever. Who are the 4 people that you can get with 999? Do you know? If you phone 999. Ambulance. That's a brilliant one. And another one. Police, that's a good one. We're low on the list here. Come on, who's the nice ones with the nicest uniforms? Yes. Right, oh, at last, we got there, right. And who's the last one, the very last one? Does anyone know the last one? Everyone forgets. We live by the sea, but... Coast Guard, absolutely brilliant. We live by the sea. If ever you're down there, you see a flare, not trousers, a big flare in the sky, a plane going down, anything like that, phone them, and you'll get through 999. Brilliant. Okay, you're doing really, really well. That's it for the questions so far. Right, it's getting a bit smoky. I will have to fill now. It's getting a bit warmer. Now, if this happened in your own house, if you were right in front of it and it caught fire, if your wok caught fire, if your chip pan caught fire, the best thing you can do is if you can turn the heat off, absolutely brilliant. It's not going to get any worse if you turn the heat off. And then if you can put a lid on it, most pots have got a lid that comes with it. If you put that on, that's absolutely brilliant. Can't go wrong. Keeps the air out. Now, you might think it's out at that point. No, it's not. If you pick it up and start walking out and then you trip, whoom, flambe. It's going to be really, really bad. Alternative, if you sit there after a couple of minutes and think it's out, it's oil in there. It can reignite. You take the lid off, boom, in your face, there goes your eyebrow. Really, really bad. So if you do it, leave the lid on there, turn the heat off, call us out. We won't be cross. We'll come there very quickly as well, and we'll come and sort it out for you. It's not worth taking the risk. We hear stories all the time. People running out, they trip, boom, big flambe, very, very bad. Okay, it's getting a bit smokier now. It's very unpredictable. Sorry, this can take a couple of seconds, or it can take several minutes. But any minute now it's going to go. You can see the smoke coming off it. Now, we've only got about 1/4 of an inch of oil in there. In the good old days of our grandfathers, when they used to cook oil, they used to put about nay much in there and put loads and loads of chips in there. And then, of course, it got bigger and it gets hot and it burns. I can't remember what the statistics are. It burns really, really hot. It's oil. It's not like water. It goes up way over 100 degrees, so it goes really, really hot. And that's why it's so dangerous when it goes off. But if you don't use that, I bet everyone uses woks here, so just be very careful with woks as well. Woks should have a lid, but never overfill them. Okay, here we go. It's getting, George is just putting his visor down just to check. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, this is real drinking water here. I'll let anyone drink it. Would anyone like a drink? Free water, how about that? There you go. My lovely assistant there goes, you're going to drink that. If she keels over, I've got the wrong bottle. Exactly. It's not petrol, it's not vodka. Believe me, we wouldn't be giving that away. Oh, it's all going. Okay, that's fine. Look, there's a bit left. Great, thanks. Well done, you. Don't spit it in the fire. That's just to prove it's water. And what we're going to do is I'm going to give that to my gorgeous assistant George there, and he's going to put it in the cup there. There's no petrol, there's no trickery here at all. When it catches fire, and this is the first thing you do, isn't it? You've learned it from kids. There's a fire, you throw water and it goes out. Now 9 times out of 10 that works. That's what we do. We turn up in our big shiny fire engine, lots of water, squirt it on, goes out. But this is the one time it would be really, really bad to do this. It will, like I say, expand really, really quickly and it'll turn into a massive fireball. You will feel the heat right back here. The guys there would lose their eyebrows, so we will move them back when we're just about to do it, as the guys there. Big officer at the moment, if he goes, yeah, he knows what to do, he'll duck. That's fine. We will move them back when it's going to go, don't worry. So, as I say, about 1,000 degrees in a fraction of a second right in your face. It does still happen. I won't gore you with statistics, but it does happen. You think it doesn't anymore, you know, it's an old way of cooking, but it still does happen, I'm afraid. So, you'll see the flames in a minute. As I say, if it happened at home, put the lid on it, turn it off, and just get out. That's the best way. Any fire like that, if you find like your smoke detector goes off in the middle of the night, when you go back tonight, have a little think. Think of a little like escape plan. We all did it when we were at school, little fire evacuation plan. It's not too silly to have one at home. If it goes off in the middle of the night, it wakes up. It's 2 reasons. 1, there is a fire, or 2, it thinks there's a fire. It might have gone wrong. If there is a fire, what do you think? If you have a little think now, I know, would you wake up your husband? Would you leave him there? I don't know, it's entirely up to you. You'd probably want to go and get your kids. Most people like your kids. And then, worst case scenario, what if you couldn't get out the front door? What would you do? So have a little think. Is there a flat roof you climb out on? Is there a window? Worst case scenario, if you can't get out like that, if you just shut the door that you're in, put maybe a duvet along the bottom, stop the smoke getting under. Smoke's the most dangerous thing. That will keep the smoke out. Everyone sleeps with a mobile phone next to them these days. Phone 999, tell him you're trapped in a room with how many people, tell him your address, and we'll come around very, very quickly. Dorset, you're very, very lucky. Around here you've got a lot of fire stations, equally positioned, and you'll get 2 fire engines very, very quickly indeed. We're very professional. Right, here we go. Get it smoking. Smoking nicely. Any minute now that's going to burst into flames. And then we're going to move some of you back, because I don't want the cleaning bill. Here we go, look, here we go. Whoa, there we go. Right, behind you, everybody. Behind you. Oh, how quickly they forget. Okay. I think, George, have you turned the gas off, George? Superb. First thing I want to do is turn the gas off. You don't want it to get any worse. Okay, guys, now what we're going to do, we're not being killjoys, but this can go horribly wrong, and you don't want to see me sat behind a desk first while I'm doing paperwork. So if you can all move back. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And, yeah, you'll be fine there, probably, yeah. There's no wind. This should be good. Okay, here we go, guys. Now, he's going to half a cup of water. Here we go. Right, has anyone lost an eyebrow? If so, see that gentleman there. Now, I felt the heat right back there, and I really was. I'm sweating. Is everyone okay there? Nobody's got a perm that did now 5 minutes ago. Okay, now you all felt that. Now that was half a cup of water thrown at fire. Now, if you did that at home, that'd be it. That'd be the end of your day. Really hot. If you think that heat just went straight up, none of the heat came off. What we got was like residual heat by the side. So if you can imagine that happened to you sort of at home, it'd be really, really bad. Okay, so if you take away anything from apart from some good scars and some candy floss, if you ever get a fire, basically just run away. It's not your problem, it's ours. Run away and go home and make sure your smoke detectors work. And if they don't, get another one or have a word with these gentlemen here and ladies and gentlemen, and they will sort you out. Okay, brilliant. Thanks for not dying in that, otherwise I've been in trouble. Any questions, please ask George or I or the people there, and we'll help you out. Okay, thanks a lot. If you want to come back in about half an hour, we've got our hydraulic platform demonstration, and they'll rescue a neighbour in distress from the roof of the building there. So if you want to come back about half an hour, we'll show off some of our toys. Okay, thanks a lot. Cheers.